How's it going, everybody? Guess what? I bought something really stupid, and I'm curious how stupid you guys think it is, because most of you are my Corvette people, my C4 guys. You know I definitely got some American muscle guys, as far as, Firebird formulas, Trans Am GTAs, 5.0s, obviously Camaros, IROCs, all that stuff. That's the stuff I love. Maybe a few Fiero guys. I do love a good Fiero, especially a supercharged one, but I bought something completely different than that. Yeah, that's right. I bought a 1987 Dodge Shelby Charger. Not a real Shelby car, of course. The 87 Dodge Shelby Charger was a Chrysler produced product. We'll talk a little bit about the engine in a minute here. I've been looking for one of these things since 2010. A clean one, So this is a 51,000 mile car. I drove it 30 miles today. Tires are date code 2005. I got new Yokohama Advance for a screaming deal from Tire Rack, $303 shipped. And it'll cost me another $100 to have them on in balance, of course. But it drives pretty good considering the tires are 20 years old. Of course, don't drive on 20-year-old tires. That's my disclaimer to you. I did it. You don't do it. It's bad. So I've been looking for one. Garnet red with the silver. Great color combination. Probably my ideal combination from 87. The other would have been black and silver. Of course, I like the earlier blue and silver cars as well. Now, you may ask yourself, why didn't you get a GLHS? Or maybe, why didn't you get a C4 Corvette? Well, the reason why is I think these look better. It's not all about the performance. I would like to have a GLHS, and maybe eventually I will. But this is what I found. So here's my curiosity, guys. Have any of you ever seen one of these? Have you driven one of these? Any of my Corvette guys, do you have any knowledge of these? Because my only knowledge of these, last time I saw one in person, was probably about 2001, maybe 2002. My buddy Justin, best friend, had one. Black and silver, 87, just like this. That was the last time I saw one. We rode in it at the time. It was crazy fast. Of course, by crazy fast, I mean 0 to 60 in about 7.5 seconds. But at the time, high school kids, that was quick. It was quick as a lot of automatic IROCs, whether you guys want to believe that or not. It's true. 15.8s or so in the quarter. My tune port auto IROC ran a 15.9 actually. Might have needed a tune-up. It was a 305 auto, by the way. Tune port 305 auto. These were just as quick, and these were as quick as nearly as quick as my 5.0 AOD notchback 5.0. That car ran 1540s, and these ran 1580s, so they were pretty quick at the time. An 87, not bad, not a bad performer. Most cars did 0 to 60 in 10 seconds back then. You got to remember, if you were there, So we'll talk about the engine for a second before I talk about the rest of the car. Of course, it's a 2.2 turbo. This is a suck-through deal here. You got the throttle body straight down in the turbo. Makes this setup kind of tricky to intercool unless you go to a different style intake manifold. These log intakes are kind of dog shit. They're not known for their flow. You can switch to the other two-piece stuff, but that's Turbo Dodge nerd stuff. We don't need to talk about that. That's for me. 142 horse, 168 foot-pounds of torque in a car that weighs like 2,460 pounds. This is a factory non-AC car, which saves a few pounds. And adds a little simplicity into the engine bay. As you can see, very serviceable. This is the stuff you got to look out for. All the vacuum lines. Definitely want to make sure I go through all that. Closely inspect some of the wires and the Hall effect stuff to the distributor. And just kind of check out the wiring harness. Make sure everything's clean and good. So, V6 Firebird going by. Honestly, fuck, that sounds horrible. Honestly, sadly, it's probably quicker than this, but that's okay. So that's the engine. 2.2 turbo, single overhead cam, hot air car, not intercooled like the later GLHS cars. Let's drop the hood and get it done. Okay, got the hood down. So asymmetric bulge, super cool. That gives clearance for that intake track that you saw there that feeds back into log intake. With the cool turbo moniker. Of course, we got our heat vent, that's functional. Let a little air from the turbo out. So yeah, again, about 2,480 pounds here, with a 5-speed manual and that nice torque from this turbo motor. It's a pretty quick car. 0 to 60 in 7.5, like I said. Quick enough to put up a fight back in the day. Quicker than the Turbo Z, which was a more expensive car. Also a more comfortable car. That would have been a direct competitor to the Mustang GT. And like the IROC and stuff like that. But this was cheaper. These are about 9,800 bucks. And an IROC, I mean, it was like 16, 17 grand at the time. Those are pretty expensive. You could have got a based out 5.0 around 11. So this is just a little cheaper. But neat cars, obviously wrong wheel drive, front wheel drive. 205 15s, 50 series tires. Back in 87 was pretty serious shit. That's low profile for the day. Today that's typical. My truck's 55. You can see, you know, some of the typical stuff here. Some of the cracking on the weather stripping, and that's going to be tough to source. I'm going to bet that's pretty much, obviously, completely obsolete. See the interior. Some of the embroidering's a little worn in the front, real nice in the back. Of course, the dash on the car is very nice. Again, 51,200 miles on this car. And it has been repainted. There's some orange peel on the paint, but it's about factory level of orange peel. No rust on the fender wells, no rust anywhere. Underside super clean. Really neat car, to me anyway. And you can see it again here. A little dry rotted, but the upholstery is pretty nice. Pretty nice. And the dash, real nice here. Got your heater controls off to the left there. Not much to do there, no AC. Does have rear defrost. I'm scared to try it. I'm afraid it'll start on fire. So, does anybody remember these? That's my question. My Corvette guys, you know, all my subscribers here. I got 2,000 of them, 2,200. How many of you guys remember these cars? Did any of you own one? When's the last time you saw one? You know, and obviously, you know, I'm into it way too deep. I spent too much money on the car, bought it for $9,300, spent $200 on tires, $1,000 to ship it, $100 and some odd on brake parts and tune-up stuff just cause, and I'll do the timing belt and all this preventative stuff. Man, I'm gonna have 12 grand in this by the time I'm done. Okay, just full transparency. Now I know that's gonna discuss some Corvette guys, because I sold my LT4 for 14 grand last fall, and that car was sorted. So I'm just nuts. But they're so hard to find. I've been looking since 2010. Am I crazy to have that kind of money in this car? Honestly, roast me, you know what I mean? I can't help it. Can't help it. I've wanted one. They're really hard to find. What do you guys think? Would you drive it? I mean, you know, what? It's not that bad. Not that bad. Really unique. Not saying I got any thumbs up. I don't think anybody knows what it is when I drive it down the road. But yeah, I'll be curious what you guys think of these things. You know, they're real neat, of course. You know, any feedback, comments you have about it, I'm curious. If you want to roast me, go ahead. Corvette guys, you can roast me. It's cool. I'll take it. I can take it. Now that we got that out of the way, a lot of people are probably already done watching the video. The origin of these is obviously in 78. You know, the Omni and the Horizon came out, economy car. They had the TC3 and the 024. That was the version. They had this body. And then in 82, I believe it was, they came out with the Charger 22. And then in 83, a naturally aspirated Shelby Charger, which was 107 horsepower. Then in 84, bumped to 110, carbureted. I mean, it was a hot little 2.2 for the time. 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. Then in 85, they came out with a version of this engine, 142 horse with a mechanical wastegate, I guess. And then in 86, they went to electronic wastegate, which this has. It allows for up to 9 pounds of overboost for whatever amount of time in whatever gear. 146 horse, 168 torque. That's pretty much the short story. Of course, then there was also the GLHS, which are the black cars you guys all know that say GLHS right there, and it's super cool. And those are intercooled. Those are considered turbo 2 cars, 175 horse, 175 torque. So another 30 horse, and those are good for 0 to 60 in, you know, 6.5 seconds, quarter mile in the high 14s. Those are downright quick for the time. And the Omni version is just really cool, really valuable. A couple of those I'm bringing a trailer in the last month have brought over 30 grand. The Omni versions, the GLHS, of course they made 500, you know. So, you know, these are neat cars, neat platform. Go ahead, roast me, guys. Roast me. I did it. But hey, it's a Shelby. It's a Shelby. I'm gonna claim it too. I'm just like, oh man, I got a Shelby. I got a Shelby. I got a classic Dodge Charger. I'm not gonna mention, you know, I'm not gonna mention it's an 87. That's between us. But all right, thanks for watching, guys. I'm curious if any of you have any fond memories of these. Are they shit boxes? Are they cool? Are they future collectibles, or are they just kind of a, I don't know, a nostalgia car that's just bound to fade away and everybody's gonna forget? You know, I'd be curious what you think. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I might do some maintenance videos on this and stuff like that. You know, I'm not sure, but this is another testament, though. Miata is not always the answer. This is cooler than a Miata. This is, I mean, it is. I don't care what you say. It's wrong wheel drive. I don't even care. It's cooler than a Miata. Give me that. All right. Have fun, guys. Thanks for watching.